Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the newest episode of Hot Takes and Headlocks, episode 11. I am your host, Spanish 85, aka Joe. Over here to my left is Big Sexy Mitch Kofsky over here. What's up, Big Sexy? How you doing over there?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I had a live stream earlier, hung out with a friend for dinner, grabbed a bite, and now I'm here. So, yeah, let's do this. We got a lot to talk
Well,
about tonight.
we got a lot, man. The world of pro wrestling never stops spinning. Never stops,
Yeah.
man. Big news out of the gate today where WrestleMania 42 is no longer going to be in New Orleans. It is going to be back in Las Vegas, man. Big news, man. What do you think about that?
Uh, how do I think about this? I'm like, I get it why, because Las Vegas brought a lot of money in last year. Perfect, right? It was a controversial WrestleMania, right? Controversial. I thought some matches were good, some were bad. I'm not getting into that. But it was good. Now you bring it back, and I'm like, it was supposed to be in New Orleans. I was looking forward to it. The last one was like 33, 34, or even 30. Actually, one of my favorite WrestleMania was 30. So I'm okay with it being in Las Vegas, but I was just really looking forward to it being in New Orleans. So,
You know, that old saying, man, where history is due to repeat itself, man. And this isn't the first time WrestleMania goes back to back in the same place. I think it was WrestleMania 4 and 5. I might have to double check myself on that one. But we had two WrestleManias back to back in Atlantic City.
yeah.
And now we're having two WrestleManias back to back in Vegas. So it's interesting how it plays out because it's almost the exact same thing. You know, Atlantic City is sort of like the knockoff of Vegas. You know, you got a
Yep.
whole bunch of hotels and casinos over there. Not as big scaled as Las Vegas is, but you know, you have some similarities with that. And I wonder if the reasons why they repeated in Atlantic City are similar to why they're repeating in Vegas. Like, did they have somewhere else in mind before deciding, you know what, we'll just run it back over to Atlantic City a second time around?
I wouldn't mind it being Atlantic City because I just love. I go down the shore all the time. I'm actually going down next week for a couple days. So I've been to a couple of Raws in Atlantic City. I think I forget when, but yeah, I would love for it to be in Atlantic City. You know, Borgata right there, Budokan, the fish restaurants, casinos, all that stuff. It would have been perfect. It would have been perfect there, but it's just like no one's gonna want to pay for that for those ticket prices. You've seen them. I'm sure
Yeah.
everyone in the chat, if they watching this on replay, they've seen those prices, and it's just like, dang, I'm not dropping $30,000 to be on the floor.
Dude, those WrestleMania ticket prices were crazy. Like I saw those ticket prices and I'm like, I would love to go, but I can't. I can't make a trip to Vegas happen with WrestleMania tickets being as much as they are. Quite honestly, even when I was looking at SummerSlam tickets, when I was researching for those, they seemed just as high as WrestleMania. Some of them were. Um, it's I think that because they're running SummerSlam for 2 nights in a row now, that's just they're just gonna treat that they're just gonna give that the WrestleMania treatment and make those prices go up for that PLE as well.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. My buddy just texted me like just now, and he goes, "Mania in Vegas again." I'm like, "Yep." and, it's just like I loved it. It was great. Just do me one thing, WWE. No Travis Scott. Just let's keep Travis Scott away. Like I'm a fan of Travis Scott. I listen to his music all the time, but it's just like now WWE made me water it down a little bit. I don't know if you follow Sean Ross Sapp on Twitter, but here I gotta pull this up. He tweeted Fiend like a million times in this one tweet. Yeah, look, this is just
What?
crazy. And I'm like, why do this? Why? Mhm.
Wow. What
I'm
is
not
that
even
about?
counting. You know when was this tweeted? Uh, when was that tweeted? An hour ago? So the news just broke like an hour ago about Las Vegas. I think that's why.
Imagine, imagine they use the same theme song for Vegas all over again. They go back and use the theme song,
And then The Rock will not show up.
and then
And
The
then
Rock doesn't show up. Yeah.
and then you'll get John Cena again. Or wait, no, we won't. We won't
No,
get
we
Cena next
won't.
year. No,
No,
we
he'll be
won't.
done.
He will
He'll
be
be
done.
done. He won't
Uh,
be around to ruin wrestling as we know it. Which, by the way, how is he ruining wrestling for everyone again? What is he doing? Has he started ruining wrestling for everybody?
I say yes because if you think of all the matches that ended terribly, maybe that was him like going down. You see his entrance, he cut the music. It's just like dwindling down in the last match with our truth, right? Maybe he had that planted with our truth to come down and ruin wrestling. It's just like little specks here and there.
Maybe, man. I guess I just thought that when he announced that that was his mission statement to ruin wrestling for everybody, I was like, okay, how are we gonna do this? And it sort of made sense where he was like, I'm going to retire with this title, and then you guys will have to start all over again. But I guess I kind of thought that there would be even more to it than just that. Um, so if there is more to it than just that, I'm waiting. I'm eagerly waiting to see what that means because so far, if it's just him being on a quote unquote Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar schedule, it's like okay, we've seen that already. What else are you doing to ruin wrestling for everybody?
Yeah. It I like it, right? He's my favorite of all time. He's my hero, like I said before on this show last week. And it's just like people hating on this heel turn and it's just like not embracing it. It's like it's this retirement tour gonna what is the word I'm gonna what is the word gonna be? Satisfying, I guess. When it's all
Hmm.
said and done, like people
Yeah.
may hate it how it's booked. You know, him as a heel. They like the Randy Orton until the very end with all those RKO's and stuff. So it makes you think. This really makes you think. And we got him with Saturday night's main event against R Truth, not for the title.
Not for the title. Yeah, exactly. What's up, Daniel? Glad you're here to join us, man.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it's not even for the title. I'm hoping that it will become for the title later
Yeah.
on. Maybe this isn't a one-time thing. Maybe we're doing a two-time thing with our truth, and it's just going to build up where it ends up being for the title. I wouldn't mind actually if our truth was the one that won the title from John Cena. That would be a hell of a way to get a rub off of him, give him a legitimate world title run. Being that he had to defeat his childhood hero to
Yeah.
be able to do it, like
Even though
it's
he's
sort
older
of
than him. Even though
even though
he's
he's
older.
older, even though he's older, yeah. But yeah, like that story just kind of writes itself, man. Like you give our truth that win, and it kind of legitimizes him a little bit more. That big win, and you see where it takes you from there.
So you think it would happen at Money in the Bank? You would see R Truth and Cena again at Money in the Bank? Because I don't
I
see CM Punk there. I see CM Punk at SummerSlam.
I think it's wishful thinking, honestly. Would it be awesome to see something like that? Absolutely. Do I think that's the direction WWE is going to go? No, I don't think so.
Nah. Do you really think they'll have R Truth win? Like really think?
If
I don't
anything,
I
if
don't
any,
see it happening.
If he gets a win, I can see a win via disqualification or something like that. But
Yeah.
otherwise, no. I don't see there being a win where he wins the title from Cena. No, I don't.
Yeah. What is what is up, Wesley? How's it going, man? Thank you for stopping by. But
What's up, Wesley?
I just want to think about that for a second. The fact that R-Truth has a match with Cena. When the last time, do you remember the last time he wrestled in a match this past year? Like within a year? I forget. Wesley, can you look it up for me?
When he was tag champ with the Miz and
I
trying
think,
to get into the Judgment Day, probably that. I think that was the last time I remember seeing R-Truth wrestle when he was doing that storyline with the Judgment Day, and he had a match against JD. The loser of the winner of the match
yeah,
gets to join Judgment Day.
I remember that. I remember that, but
Yeah,
that was so long ago.
it was so long ago.
And R-Truth is like 50-51. He can still go in the ring. He can
Yeah.
still go. So I'm like, finally, we get to see him in the match. Finally. About time. I just can't. It's more about the storyline here. It's not really about the wrestling. It's more about the storyline and how they make it, what they make it go from here. Uh,
Well, let me ask you this because you watch SmackDown more than I do. I'm unable to watch it for cable. I don't have cable, whatever. But talk to me about how they're pushing R-Truth versus Cena versus Jey Uso going up against Logan Paul. Based on how they are advertising both matches, which one seems more likely to be the main event for the night?
John Cena and R-Truth.
You think that was
So
going to be the main event?
I think that is going to be the main event because it's John Cena's retirement tour, R-Truth's hero, and it's just John Cena is there. That's basically it. And
Well,
when was the last time Jey Uso actually had a main event in like a PLE?
that's what I was gonna say, man. I actually thought you were gonna say Jey Uso and Logan Paul, but the fact that they are positioning John Cena and R-Truth to be the main event, I'm going by your opinion, right?
Yeah,
The fact that that's the case, it's like that's a big fu to Jey Uso for someone who's named main event Jey Uso. You're not giving him the main event unless it's a Monday Night Raw or whatever. That's a big fu in my opinion.
yeah. It's just I feel so bad for Jay because he worked so hard during his whole career, and then now it's just like he's kicked off WrestleMania. He kicked it off, which I think I was right with him doing the yeet, and I just feel bad for him, man. I feel bad.
What's up,
Yeah,
Jeffrey?
my Twitter DMs weren't working either, dude. They weren't working at all today. Now they are. So, hey, Courtney, how's it going? Thank you for stopping by.
What's going on,
Uh,
Courtney?
this is just like I have a hot take. I think I told you this before. I'm kind of getting not tired of the Eats. It's becoming more annoying. It's becoming more
Mm.
annoying than what it actually is. I feel like they overuse it.
I definitely think that they're overusing it, especially when he comes out to like a 5 minute entrance that feels like it's a 10 minute entrance, and then they shut off the music, and then he starts it all over again, and it's like, oh my gosh, dude! Like, I get that it's way over with the crowd, but when you overdo it, it's going to run its course much faster.
Yeah.
So I definitely see what you're saying, and I agree with you as well. They gotta scale that back a little bit.
It's just like whenever we do the Monday Night Raw watch along, we're like, we time it, guys. On Monday, we're gonna time it how long the Eat is. I might actually time it on Saturday for the Saturday night's main event watch along. I might just time it. Me and Nick will time it. It would just be like, all right, it's 2 hours. The show is 2 hours. How long is the each going to be? I'm guessing like
Yeah,
10 minutes.
yeah. And Jeffrey's making a point right now. Jay's not wearing his merch anymore. It's just chain and shades.
I never really noticed that. Wow. Yeah, I got to go back. I never really noticed that. Change the location. We talked about that in the beginning, Courtney. You can rewind it if you want, but I don't mind it. I'm just kind of PO'd a little bit that it was going to be in New Orleans. Now it's not, but I don't mind it. I'm not going either way. So,
Yeah, yeah. I think it kind of I think it sucks for the people that are going to WrestleMania that they're
yeah.
gonna be seeing those Las Vegas ticket prices again. I thought that I was waiting to see if them being in New Orleans, if that meant that the prices were going to be scaled down a little bit. But now we're not going to see either. We're
Yeah.
just going to get a repeat of Vegas. But outside of ticket pricing, I don't. As far as the presentation of Mania, I don't mind it. The Las Vegas allows WWE the opportunity to go as big as they can. I definitely thought that they accomplished that, especially with the way the stage looked. It screamed Las Vegas. It looked exactly what I would think Las Vegas would be from a WrestleMania stage presentation. So for them to go back to Vegas and they have to top themselves all over again, go for it. Great. Make WrestleMania bigger than we think it could actually be. So from that point, I say do it. Go big, man.
I This is where your hot take last week, which I clipped, and it's on the channel now. You guys should go check it out. Great clip. This is where you can try out the halftime show. It's a perfect spot.
Yes.
It's a perfect spot,
Yes.
actually.
Yep. Yep.
Let that sink in. Like Vegas halftime show makes
So if anybody was watching right now did not see that hot take, like Mitch said, my hot take was if WrestleMania is the Super Bowl of wrestling, then why not have a halftime show like they do for the Super Bowl? Let's have a halftime show for WrestleMania where you have an artist, singer, musical guest come in and perform for like 10 minutes.
yeah. And here comes the fiend. Uh, Jeffrey, did you look and see what Sean Ross Sapp tweeted? Just go check that out first. That's crazy what he tweeted an hour ago. But here, I got an idea. I'm gonna play that clip right now. Give me a second to pull it up. Um, yeah, this is come on, computer, dude, any faster. God, I hate this. Where are you? I've been uploading a lot of clips recently. I'm actually like shocked on how many I've uploaded. Here we go. Here we go, guys. I'm gonna raise the volume all the way up, full screen.
The idea of a halftime show at Mania is great. I'd so be down for it. Over the years, we have had some manias that had some performers performing in the middle of the show, right? And this is when Mania was just one night, right?
Yeah,
Well, one of the ones that I remember is Pitbull. Pitbull performed at WrestleMania. One of the songs that he performed was Green Light.
yeah,
Um, and and great song. A huge fan of Pitbull. That song is awesome. It gets me pumped up and everything. But when you have that, when you add that to everything else that's going on into Mania, granted, when you do a Mania for just one night, all those matches plus a concert, it may seem like a lot, but the way you pace everything out, the way everything is timed, I think it could work and it would make it so much more fun. And you get more people to view the product because if you announce someone who's going to be performing as a halftime show guests at Mania, you get more viewers. You're gonna get more buy-ins from people that want to watch that. You're gonna get uh, new viewers. More importantly, that's what they're always trying to get. They're always trying to get new viewers, and you can do that, especially on the show of shows, WrestleMania. I think that
Yeah, look at this comment right here. This is the one I was talking about. No, just no. Mania's already long enough without taking time away from the wrestling to turn it into a rock concert. I'm watching a wrestling show because I want to watch wrestling. A half-time show is the last thing we needed. And then I reply, that's why it's called a hot take.
man, I love it. I love seeing everybody's opinions on it. I'm
Yeah.
sure I'm sure the split is like massive between people that are for it, people that are not for it. That's why we have this show. We share our hot takes, and then we want to hear what you guys think afterwards.
Yeah. And then, yeah, Pitbull, 28, Flow Rider was one of them. I think Eric told me that it was one of the comments in the video. So they have done like shows, like concerts there. I'm just like, make it, they need to promote it more. That's my thing. If they do a halftime show, they need to promote it more with the bigger star. Like Bad Bunny, right? That entrance that I sent you and that everyone knows, they promoted it, they marketed it right. That was one of the greatest entrances I've ever seen that's non wrestler.
Do you know that there was once a little mini concert
Yeah.
during a Monday Night Raw?
What?
Wiz Khalifa performed during a Monday Night Raw once, way back in the day.
Why do I think I'm starting to remember that now? Um, yeah. Hey Eric, how's it going, man? Thank you for stopping by. Really appreciate you, bro.
What's up, Eric, the human wrestling encyclopedia?
There was one I remember that one dude, yeah. It must have been for a big Raw. It had to have been. It had to have been like for something. That's the only reason why. I just don't know. Nickelback did one. Yep, Nickelback did one.
Nickelback did one for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, a while back.
Really?
Shaded Kid Rock. John Cena Union Underground did one. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the history is there, man. So if they wanted to do it and they allowed them to make more revenue, I'm sure they would find a way to make it happen. Does that mean the show is longer? Hell yeah, that means the show is longer. But if you figure out a way to be able to pace it and the right spot for that little concert to be in, so that you still have plenty of wrestling left over, man, sign me up. I would be for that
Yeah.
100%.
Now, speaking of Monday Night Raw, what is so special about June 9th? I know Money in the Bank is June 7th and also Worlds Collide is June 7th. But on June 9th, they've been promoting it as not Goldberg. I just answered my own question. Okay. Gunther is gonna challenge someone for the main event for the title. Either it's gonna be Jay again, but Goldberg is probably gonna appear now.
It's gonna be out of Phoenix, man. So
I'm just like,
who
what's
do
so big about June 9th?
I don't
It's
know,
gotta be
man.
Goldberg.
Maybe who else do we know that is from Arizona? Nikki Bella. She may come. She may come in because they're in Arizona. I don't
She
know.
hasn't wrestled since the Royal Rumble.
That's true. Yeah.
I thought she was gonna have a like a farewell tour, sort of. But nah.
Isn't it crazy, man? They they use WrestleMania time to have John Cena propose to Nikki Bella. They break
Yeah.
up. They each marry different people, and now you got John Cena married. Everything seems to be going well there. But Nikki Bella, the guy that she married, now they're divorced, and from what I read, she has to pay a pretty hefty spousal support for this guy every month.
Yeah.
It's just
Wait,
it's crazy
what's his
work.
name again?
It's crazy to
Art?
see Artem something.
Yeah,
But
the guy from Dancing with
it's
the Stars. Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy to think of where we were versus where we are now,
And now
and to
Miz
think.
and Maurice are still together. They have kids. I feel like Heath Slater. They have kids. Oh, speaking of the Miz, he's a host of a new show now. I forget what it is. Gladiator, I think.
American
He's a host of a
Gladiators,
new
man.
show
How do you
now.
forget the name American Gladiators?
I never watched it. So John and Daniel were brother-in-laws. Yeah, they were brother-in-laws at one point.
Yeah,
Same
they
with
were.
wait, is the mom still with People Power?
Oh
Laurinaitis?
my gosh. Oh my gosh. I hope not. I hope not. I don't
Yo, that's Heath
imagine
Slater?
still being married to him.
Wow. Oh man, but yeah, I still want to know what June 9th is. It's like I still don't understand. Like Money in the Bank. Maybe someone could catch in on June 9th. Whoever wins that. But no.
I wanna
Oh, okay. All right. So that makes sense now. That makes sense. Okay.
oh yeah. So another thing I want to
But
touch on is Zoe Stark's injury.
yes, yes.
So
That was crazy.
So yeah, man, it's so unfortunate. You know, she's had a massive stop and go career already. They paired her with Trish Stratus at one point to try to help get her over. I don't think people really responded to that. Then they got her with Shayna Baszler. They did a tag team. That wasn't enough. And then they added Sonya Deville to that to make them a faction with Pure Fusion Collective. That got stopped dead in its tracks when Sonya got released. And now you put her in a match. You haven't seen her wrestle since December. And now, first match, she gets an injury. I mean, I just feel so terrible for her, dude.
It's actually because on Monday I got a phone call from Pyro, right? I got a phone call from Pyro. I had to help him set up with StreamYard. And then I come back and you're like, Zoe Starks got hurt. I'm like, huh? Zoe Starks got hurt, got carried out. It's now Rhea Ripley and Kyrie Sane. I'm like, you go to my
Yeah.
pick, but it's that Zoe Stark.
Yeah.
Zoe Stark. So it's actually kind of funny you brought this up. The ladies actually talked about it on Queens as well. And here's a clip of that right here. Let me
last night was Zoe Stark's injury. Now that I didn't see it at first when I was watching Raw.
I didn't either. I saw like somebody did, I guess, the replay slow mo of it, and I was like,
yeah, and it's funny
Yeah.
because when I was watching Raw, I'm like, what happened? I thought it was her ankle. I thought maybe she went down funny on her ankle and it was her ankle. But when it showed her walking from like around the side of the ring, as soon as they fully stopped the match, and then it was just a one-on-one match
yeah.
last night. As soon as they took Zoe out of the match, I'm like, okay, this is bad. And I thought it was her ankle. And then tonight, after I got home from work, I watched the replay of it because I'm like, I want to refresh my memory on what this looked like. And what I found on YouTube, they slowed it down. Oh my God. The
Yeah.
way her knee bent
Kind
yeah. Ugh.
so unnaturally. It looked so gross. It looked just so gross.
Yeah.
Um,
Like your like should not be bending like that.
no, her knee was bent in an unnatural way. I'm like, yeah, that I really wonder what type of injury she's going to end up having, like what they're going to say it is. But I think it was, I've seen people blaming Zoe, I've seen people blaming Kyrie, and I think it's both of them. Kyrie knew where she needed to be in order for Zoe to execute that move, and she wasn't in the right place. That's on her. And I think Zoe could obviously see where Kyrie was, and she still went ahead and tried to do the move anyway. She shouldn't have done that. So I think it's on both of them. It's both their faults that this happened. Witness.
What do you have to say to that?
They're kind of spot on, man. Especially how it's so unnatural. What an unnatural way for your leg to bend like that.
Right, right.
Yeah, man.
It is the same me. It is.
Dude, fingers crossed for her. I want to see her back. I feel like that as much as it sucks, right? Because you could hear her screams right after the injury, right when the injury happened. That it hurt. It was hurting her a lot. A lot of wrestlers will push through the pain. They'll continue doing a match similar to how JD McDonough did that a few months ago, and he'll still finish the match. This injury, the way it happened, she couldn't finish the match, man. If she could have, she would have. I bet so much money on that. She would have finished the match if she could. But you hear the pain, man. She couldn't do it. I'm hoping that with this happening, she gets a lot of sympathy from the fans or
Yeah.
from the WWE universe, so that when she comes back, and I hope that she comes back to a huge pop. People are behind her. And they put her in a really good storyline angle feud with somebody.
Yeah. And she was with like Shayna Baszler. I forget the other one's name.
Sonya Deville.
Sonya Deville. Thank you. Yeah, she was with them. That they got released. She had nothing. She was injured, coming back. Had a good match, very good match until, yeah, it sucks. I mean, like, dang, how old is Zoe Starks?
I think she's still got to be in her 20s. If anything, late 20s or early 30s. I would assume.
31.
But
31.
but like we've seen this before, man. Like granted, her star level may not be at the same may not be at the same level as these other guys that I'm going to mention. But you remember when John Cena tore his pectoral muscle, comes
Yeah,
back at Royal Rumble, huge pop, right? Triple H busts up his knee, right? He tears his ACL, comes back at Monday Night Raw a few weeks before the Royal Rumble, massive pop, right? So, like I said, granted, she's not on the same star level as those guys are, but I feel like especially with social media now, because there wasn't as much social media when this happened with Triple H. But I really hope that WWE Universe rallies behind her, and that as we see her return coming up, when she finally makes that return, she gets a huge pop, and it puts her into a whole new level with the WWE Universe.
yeah. So I want to talk about the social media aspect of it. Do you think it's hurting wrestling or not? Because I was watching this show a while back. Both people had great arguments for each side. So I'm like, it helps and it hurts it. So
So it hurts it because I'm going to compare pro wrestling to magic, right?
yeah,
So when you peek so much behind the curtain to see how things are done, right? It takes that magic away, right? And it hurts it from that perspective, right? I
yeah,
just saw a clip from a clip of Mr. Anderson, formerly known as Mr. Kennedy,
right,
on Chris Van Vliet's podcast, Inside with Chris Van Vliet, and they talk about this one time where Undertaker hit him so hard with a chair that it wrapped his head around the chair,
right.
and then Mr. Anderson says, honestly, it didn't hurt at all. Now, why didn't it hurt? And that's because instead of having his hands wrapped around both legs of the chair, he only had it wrapped around against one on each side, and that allowed for a lesser blow for the chair to wrap around his head. And he goes on to the whole thing, explaining a little bit more and more. But like that over explanation of how something like that works kills the magic a little bit.
Yeah, it really does.
Uh, Now, as far as how does it help wrestling? Well, the first thing I think of is, when you have pro wrestlers on something like on Twitch, for example, right? They can get extra revenue their way. That's extra side pay that helps them for whoever it is that you want to follow. It helps them from that perspective. Um, it's a way for you to be able to connect with someone that you probably may not ever have a chance to be able to see in person. That's another way social media helps. So I see the pros and cons to it. Overall, though, I mean, it's the day and age that we live in now, where we have so much more accessibility to the people that we follow, and like there's people that I follow, and I like the fact that I can message them whenever I want. I try to keep it all positive. I'm not like one of these trolls that just trolls people negativity all the time just for the sake of doing it. But yeah, I like this. I like the social media age overall. What about you?
I do too. I do as well because it gives the engagement with the fans and stuff. But there's one thing that hurts it even more. That is kayfabe. I feel like kayfabe is gone with social media. With social media out there, they're not tweeting as the character itself. Look at John Cena. He follows over 1 million people. He follows over 1 million people, tweets random stuff, and then he goes on Instagram, posts pictures of Stone Cold and his stuff with no captions. So it's just like I like it, but I just wish kayfabe was still around. I miss it. Like I think we talked about this on a Raw Watch Along, maybe I don't know, or even last week's episode. MJF is the only guy who actually keeps kayfabe right now.
Yep.
So I think kayfabe is dead.
Yep, that's another con right there. That is definitely a hot take right there where kayfabe is dead. Yeah, 100%.
Mercedes Monet, even though I don't watch AEW, she keeps it. She keeps kayfabe. Um, I'm sure you can name a couple people here and there who keep it, but it's a
Dominic
very, very
Mysterio.
rare. Yeah,
Dominic Mysterio keeps it.
yeah. Oh my
There's one
God.
time. There's one time he got asked, like, could you say one positive thing about your father, Rey Mysterio? And he says he has nice hair.
Oh my God, that's great. That
And
is
and then the host goes, he doesn't have hair. And Dom responds with, well, sucks to suck.
uh, oh my God. That was just great. That was great. But yeah, social media helps it and it hurts it. Um, what am I? Oh, I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on, it's coming back. Um, dirt sheets. There we go. Finally, the dirt sheets. Social media terrible, absolutely terrible. You know WWE is watching them. They're fooling the dirt sheets and everything, but dirt sheets, no.
No.
I hate the dirt sheets. I really do.
Yeah,
They,
man. Dirt sheets will turn every stone over to be able to find the littlest piece of a headline that they can post.
yes,
Even if it's not true, they'll post it.
correct, correct. Yeah, correct. Like Dirt Sheets, Dave Meltzer, Vince Russo. Yep, keep it. Exactly. Exactly. I don't follow those guys. I don't pay attention to them. Like for the Royal Rumble, right? They or not the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna use the NFL draft as an example. Um, they would tweet out the pick before they even select it, and social media is killing every sport too. Because I said on the live stream, AK, if you're still in here, I was like, guys, let's not use the phones. Do not go look on social media. And what do? I look at social media. So I'm like, it hurts every sport. It hurts every sport in a way.
Bro, it's the work, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. I don't, but when I hear shit, trust me, it's, yep. Uh huh. Wait, did you even know the chat is right here on the screen now.
Look at that!
Yeah,
Look at that!
they updated StreamYard 2 days ago.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, you guys are on the show with us technically. So whenever I clip something like for the YouTube Shorts or whatever, you guys are in the video. So
I'll tell you one thing though, when it comes to social media, one of the ones that I'm super grateful for,
yeah,
and I count it as being social media. Some people may disagree, but YouTube, man, YouTube. I love being able to go on YouTube and watch stuff that WWE will not make accessible on their Peacock or Netflix. But one of the things, and I talked to you about this before,
yeah,
you know how we have promo videos for matches right before they take place.
yeah.
So there is one there are two promo videos for matches where WWE licensed a song and they used the same song for two promo videos and I can't decide which one is better. So I was thinking maybe you're able to share your screen and we can watch both of them and you give me your hot take to see which one is better.
All right. I may not have. Here's the thing, though. It's in a WWE video because it could be copyright.
Truthfully, I don't know. If there might be one that is not published by WWE.
Do you have the link or something you can just send to me, and I can
Uh,
real quick.
let me see
And by the way,
here.
Eric, I just sent you a screenshot.
Uh, da, 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 da. No,
Yeah,
no shit. No, I don't. But
it's
basically,
okay.
the song that they use is called Letters from the Sky,
Okay.
and they used it twice. They used it twice. Once for a promo video between John Cena and Randy Orton, and the
Yeah.
other time was for John Cena's WrestleMania rematch between him and The Rock.
Huh. Okay.
So they reuse the same song for a promo video, and they're both so good, man. One of them is during the 2009 Randy Orton phase when he was up against Randy Orton at that point, and 2009 Orton is the best Orton.
Yes.
That was the first time they used it, and then the second time that they used it was for John Cena's WrestleMania rematch against The Rock. And bro, they are so good. If we can't watch it right now, I would say watch it at some point after tonight's show because they're both really really good.
All right. Yeah. Send me the clips when we're done, and I'll take a look
Yeah,
at
I
it for
will.
sure. All
I
right.
will. I
So,
will.
guys, before we go into the Saturday night's main event, match card, there's no women's matches on the card. None. How does that make you feel, man? Because right now they've been pushing WWE. They've been pushing women WWE superstars for the females, giving them more times in the ring, more spotlight. They're not even here on the Saturday night's main event. Is it because they're gonna have Evolution 2 in July? Maybe. I don't know if that's
E-
actually accurate.
So I don't know if that's the reason why, but even if the women do have their own pay per view, that shouldn't matter why there's no females on the card for Saturday's main event. There's no reason
Right.
for that. I'm very surprised that that's the case. Now we still have SmackDown to get to, so maybe they might add one more on SmackDown for Saturday night.
Uh,
But if they don't, that is a disappointment in my opinion in WWE
yeah.
for not including the women in this weekend Saturday night main event.
Yeah. I mean, guys, this is a match card, only 4 matches. Now, guys, the ladies and I are the champions right now of the predictions and Queens of the Ring. So, Joe and then the Raw post show, they just got to make their. I think they did. Hopefully they did. But yeah, let's go, man. Not John Cena. You start out. Which match do you want?
All right, we'll start off from the bottom, going to the top. So match number 4, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. This I feel like this is going to be the end of this rivalry. So for this one, I'm gonna say I'm gonna choose Damian Priest for this one. I think Damian Priest is going to come out of this a winner against Drew McIntyre with their steel cage match.
That's what I have too. That's what I have. The ladies have that as well. I've been seeing a lot of people pick Drew because he's still owed a 101 for the U.S. title. Because remember, he did win for the #1 contendership. Then they made it to a fatal 4-way. So a lot of people are picking Drew to win, but I'm picking Damian Priest.
And then we got John Cena versus R-Truth. Cena's winning this one, I believe.
Yep. And I just want to say this. This is a glorified house show. So there's not going to be any surprises. It's just a regular wrestling show. That's it.
Punk and Sami Zayn versus Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. We have a newly formed faction with these guys and Paul Heyman.
Yep.
I'm not an expert when it comes to wrestling booking, but to me, I think that if you're going to introduce a brand new stable and this is their first match wrestling, they gotta win to assert their dominance. So I'm gonna go with Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker.
That's who I went with as well. It's just common sense. We haven't seen him in an actual match yet. And here's my question. Who's taking the pin? What is up, Blaze?
And that Mitch guy.
Yeah, what is up, man?
Today Mitch was big sexy Mitchkovsky.
Yeah. Like that better than Miss Cassidy. No, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah. All right. So who takes the pin?
Who takes the pin? I think that ends up being Sami Zayn.
There's no way that Sammy turns, right?
No, I don't think so.
I don't see it. I don't see it. And then the main event, this is common sense here. Jey Uso,
Jey
Logan
Uso
Paul.
will be retained. Jey Uso will retain. Let's not kid ourselves, people. Jey Uso is not losing that title that quickly to Logan Paul.
Right. I don't see it happening. And I see Gunther being on the outside. So.
But let me ask you this.
Yep.
Do you see a world title reign in Logan Paul's future?
Not right now. I think I see it maybe like a year or two down the line because I feel like Sami Zayn should get the title before him. I feel Braun Breaker should get the title before him. There's a lot of CM Punk needs a title before him. I think he's gonna maybe defeat Cena in SummerSlam, but I don't know. We'll have to see on that. But yeah, there's a lot of people out there, superstars out there that need a title run before him.
I mean, you got two heels right now.
Yes.
Let's say actually let's say 4 heels. Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, Gunther, and Logan Paul, right?
Yes.
So Gunther's had it already. We may end up seeing Seth Rollins with another world title run. Is very likely, but you know when you have the Intercontinental Championship, you have a run with it, and then you lose it. Usually, that means that you're being set up for a world title run. So I think that we might see Braun Breaker get it before the end of the year. Then you have Logan Paul. I don't think we're waiting 2 years for him to be a world champion. I think the powers that be may put it on him even sooner than 2 years.
Okay. I just, I don't know. They're definitely, I think they're going to do it, but oh my God. Can you imagine the crowd as soon as he wins that match? Can you imagine?
Yeah, man. Imagine the heat that guy gets for winning
Yeah.
the title.
So if he does win, who would he take it off of? Like, I don't see him beating Breaker. I don't see him being, maybe Sami Zayn is the most logical, but I don't see it being Gunther.
Well, here's my what if. What if Logan Paul is the one chosen to get the title from Cena?
I'll raise you. What if he wins Money in the Bank?
Now you're onto something. Now you're onto something.
I think that's most likely. I think he will get qualified, or he'll qualify for Money in the Bank, and there's a possibility of him winning that. Would I like it? I'm not sure yet. I got to see it, how he performs in that match. I think he was in it last year, too. I think he was in it last year. So, yeah, I think that's where he gets it. I think he will win Money in the Bank.
I think
If
he
he's in it.
needs
If he's in it. If he's in it.
if he's in it. If he's in it and he wins, I think he needs a little fine tuning here and there. Like he needs a little bit of a tune up with his character. Make him a little bit better cutting promos. Um, Tune up a little bit his performance in the ring. But if he wins it and he ends up getting a world title run out of that, the amount of people that will outcry hating it will be massive. He'll get as much heat as Dominic Mysterio gets whenever he's on the mic. Which, by the way, have you noticed that they don't put Dominic Mysterio on the mic anymore? When you hear him talk, it's through backstage segments.
He's not even in the ring. He's not even on the outside of the ring anymore
No,
because
I
he's
feel
getting
like
cheered,
I feel like they're trying to figure this out in real time. Like, all right, people like him now. What do we do?
right? I'm like in shock right now, dude. I'm like, what, like, what's the reason? Like, he's Intercontinental Champion. You need to see him out there, especially with the whole Judgment Day thing. And now you add Roxanne Perez into the picture. It's crazy.
I I've seen people reposting the video of when she leaves, and you can clearly see Dominic's eyes turning to check her out as she's leaving, almost as if that's to suggest like, all right, Liv's not around, Dom's got a new girl, and he's gonna move on from Liv to Roxanne Perez.
Yeah. And then you see Roxanne and Liv face off at some point down the line.
Yep.
Like, they got so many avenues to go now with just Roxanne Perez being there. Because Judgment Day was dead when she was not there. Now you add her in there. She's full time on Raw now. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. Do you like
And
Liv or no? Do you like Liv Morgan?
yeah, I like Liv Morgan.
I do too.
It's crazy how far she's come because there was a
Yeah.
time where I would think of Liv Morgan and I'd think like, dude, this chick can't wrestle. She's not at the level that other people are in. Her matches are not that entertaining. And now you look at where she is now and the year that she had last year and the year before, it's night and day, man. People people come out to pay to see Liv Morgan nowadays.
Yes. Yep. I like her because she's from Jersey.
Oh yeah,
That's why.
definitely, man. Oh yeah,
That's why.
that
That's why.
that Jersey representation there is very very strong.
It is. It definitely is. No matter if you're North Jersey, Central, there's no Central. But if you're North and South Jersey, yeah, definitely.
And for those that don't get it, I'm in Jersey, so I like that Jersey representation. I'm all for
I
that.
am too. I'm in South.
There you go.
What are you, North?
North, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm over here where we say Taylor Ham.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I heard that before. All right. Good show, guys. Very, very good show. Joe, you want to close this out?
And Mitch, again, thank you very much for taking the time to come on here. You have a lot of shows and you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes, so I appreciate the time that you take out of your day to come on the hot takes, share your hot takes, hear my hot takes. It's this hour that we have just happens to just steamroll the entire time. It goes by so quick,
It
man. So
does.
thank you very much for being on here.
Of course, man. I love it. I love it. Just make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, check out all of our other shows. We're going to be live, or I'm going to be live with Nick tomorrow night for SmackDown. Make sure you guys tune in for that. I'm streaming wrestling all weekend, honestly. I'm doing Saturday night's main event, Battleground on Sunday, and then Monday Night Raw. I'm streaming wrestling all weekend. So, yeah, no basketball for me this weekend. So, wrestling.
Yep.
The games are
Big.
on too late. Like the games will start at 8:30. They won't end till like 11, 11:30, 12.
I'm gonna try to make it a thing where everyone calls you Big Sexy Mitch Kofsky going forward.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Well, we're gonna start with Blaze. We're gonna get Blaze to be the one to call you Big Sexy Mitch Kofsky.
All right, guys. All right. Make sure you guys hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. We'll catch you next week, man. Too sweet. Peace.